for everyone, let's recap. So, last stream, we did the Battle of Ostagar. We went up the tower, and we fought a bunch of Darkspawn and stuff, and everyone died except for one person, which was our mage. Literally every fight, our mage survived. And the funny thing is he's not even, like, first of all, he couldn't level up because he was like a temporary character, and second of all, he, well, was a temporary character. And so he wasn't the main character, he wasn't even like a side character, he was like the side character, and yet he's the one who carried us. And he didn't even have the heal spell on him, which is like the most essential spell a mage can have. And really, he wasn't even that great. I don't know, he just, somehow he survived every fight, and we were able to win because of him. Literally, he was like one shot at the ogre boss, and the ogre was one shot, and then he clutched and saved us. And then there was another fight with some army of Darkspawn, where he took on like 3 Darkspawn after we all died or something by himself. Actually 4 Darkspawn. One of them was a mage he was finishing off, and the other ones were primarily ranged, like with bows and stuff. Yeah, that's he was using the Elden Ring mage build. Hold on, I'm taking a bite of my cereal. Oh yeah. And so, we light the fire on the tower. Duncan died in the battle. Kaylin died in the battle. Everyone died in the battle, except for Duran and Alistair, and maybe some stragglers. Because, of course, Tan Logain, he saw the fire that we lit. We all died pretty much lighting that fire on the tower. And then he was like, nah, I'm gonna retreat. See you guys later. And then, like, his, like, thousands, or maybe, like, 1,000 people just, like, were all okay with this. They just all marched out there like they don't want to fight those Darkspawn. They just left their king to die, and the Grey Wardens to die, and everyone else to die. And then, we got to see a modded cutscene, or maybe a cutscene that a mod restored. I've never seen it before, so it was pretty cool. It was a little longer than I felt like it needed to be, but it was very well made. It was a little rough around the edges because it was either fully modded or it was like cut and then restored. And I've never seen it before, but basically Morrigan's mother here, Flemeth, showed up at the tower after Duran was very dead looking, by the way, very dead looking. Everyone was very dead. She shows up at the tower and then flies off with us in her dragon talons. And, yeah, and then we just wake up here, and Morrigan's here, and my clothes disappeared, and then reappeared after I asked her where my clothes went. You know, she did some black magic on me or something. And then I did a bunch of lore dumping with Morrigan here, about how Duncan died, in-game and IRL, like the voice actor for Duncan died, I think a couple of years ago. And I was talking about the theories about Morrigan's mother being Andraste and stuff like that. Anyway, we're gonna continue. I'm gonna take a bite of my cereal.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were
You're
dead
awake.
for sure.
Hold on, Alistair. I'm eating my cereal. Okay, hold on, Alistair. I'm grabbing my water. Definitely the most dysfunctional stream so far. And I've barely started. Hold on, Alistair. I'm checking to see if YouTube is actually streaming. It looks like YouTube is in fact streaming still. Okay, Alistair, what did you want again? Honestly, these are all pretty good answers. I don't know if I'll get points with Alistair for any of them, or points with Morrigan for any of them. I'm just gonna say number 4.
Duncan's
Oh.
the Grey Wardens, even the King. They're all dead. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Yeah, we aren't buying that Flemeth. Flemeth is like single-handedly like one of the most powerful characters in like all of the lore, pretty much. Although I don't know where she would really rank on the tier list. That, I mean, it really depends on... She's so mysterious, I suppose, even to this day. I haven't played Veilguard, I don't know if they touch on that at all. But in the... From Origins to Inquisition, we just learn more and more about her. And it just kind of, like, it leaves more questions than answers, really. And so Flemeth is just very interesting as a character. She's also, again, there's like a theory that she's actually in Droste, and then there's like the theory of, like, I mean, she can turn into a dragon, and then like in this game, dragons, like high dragons, are like kind of considered gods or something. And so, I mean, she might be like some kind of deity, and then she's also somehow related to Soulless and the elven gods and stuff like that. So literally she has her hands in all kinds of godly, powerful cookie jars and stuff. Why did you save us?
We cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these dark spawn. It has always been the Grey Wardens' duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
One sec. I have to... There we go. I had to turn on a application to darken my two monitors here, my baby monitor and then the actual monitor. Because for some reason I don't think I can adjust the brightness on my second monitor because it's like so cheap and like tiny. This land is hardly united thanks to Logain.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do it?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The archdemon.
I'm gonna ask what the Archdemon is because I've been talking about it being like I swear they say it's like a corrupted god or something like that is what creates an Archdemon. At least I think that's what the Chantry says about them. Although I don't know, the Chantry is obviously like religious and stuff, and so they just kind of like make up their own stuff, but it's really hard to tell how much truth there is to it. Like a realistic religion would have you believe, you know, like they have lots of claims that aren't really provable or disprovable, and so you can only really speculate.
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons.
See, literally the old gods.
An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn.
Literally what I said, okay? Literally what I said.
It's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Okay, so Plymouth here, who is very old, very knowledgeable, very powerful, apparently like some kind of maybe elven god herself, maybe some kind of connection to Andraste even. She's saying that the Archdemon is an ancient old god that has been tainted by Darkspawn. And I mean, it also begs the question if it was really just a dragon, or if it was even really just a tainted dragon, then how come only a Grey Warden can kill the dragon? Because, like, I know, like, what happens apparently is if it's not a Grey Warden who kills the dragon, who gets, like, the final blow, the dragon's essence or whatever will go to like a nearby darkspawn or whatever and like take their body pretty much. But basically what being a Grey Warden does is you're sort of creating yourself as like that vessel, because you did the ritual that, you know, had a drop of archdemon blood plus a goblet of darkspawn blood, and, you know, assuming you survived, you should be kind of like a half Darkspawn person, I guess. Anyway, there's a lot of super deep random lore. I really have been interested in like the old god thing and archdemons and stuff, and Plymouth obviously, and the dragons and whatnot.
Me, I am just an old woman who lives in the wilds. I know nothing of blights and darkspawn.
Well, whatever Logain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Logain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Al Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution.
Technically, Duran shouldn't know who Arl Eamon is, so I'm gonna ask.
I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Yeah, I'm sure Redcliffe's doing okay right now.
The Jarl would never do what Tan Logain did. I know him too well. I still don't know if Al Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn Horde by himself.
We need the rest of the Grey Wardens.
I don't know how to contact them, or if they're even on their way. We need to do something now.
You have more at your disposal than you think.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated
Yes,
to help
bring the
us
Lord
during
of
the
the
Blight.
Rings into
I
it.
may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So
Oh
can we do
yeah,
this?
we're building
Go to
an army.
Redcliffe and these other places and build an army.
This concept to me, when this game came out, was such a crazy idea. Like, I get to build my own, like, army going across the countryside, just recruiting people for this epic battle we're about to do or something. Like this full-scale war we're having. And, I mean, to be fair, I still feel like, even to this day, this concept is still pretty unexplored, I should say. I don't know, I feel like there's definitely not really many games that lets you, like, really build an army to the extent that Origins lets you. And there are some things that could be improved about it, sure, but I think it's, especially for its time period, I think it's really quite the step forward. Why not? Isn't that what Grey Wardens do?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
I don't suppose you could offer any more help?
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve?
Perfect
Or not?
timing, Morrigan.
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
I think Morrigan is probably the best character, perhaps in all of Dragon Age. And so this is an acceptable deal, Flemeth. Thank you, but if Morgan doesn't want to join us,
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Repayment? So, Flemeth is saying she wants us to repay our debt, our life debt to her by taking her daughter to help us. Sounds like a really good deal to me. Although there is something... It's hard to tell if she's being genuine, though. Like, I know she wants us to stop the Archdemon and the Darkspawn and stuff, and so she's... Obviously, it makes sense for Morrigan to come because we need help and whatnot. But I also think... okay, there's some part that comes up later that I don't want to get too deep into, but... basically, long story short, from what Morrigan finds out later on, is that Flemeth has many daughters, and then will, like, use some kind of, I don't know, black magic, some kind of, like, I don't know, maybe blood magic, some ancient godly magic, and somehow, like, transfers her consciousness to her daughter's body or something. Literally does, like, a Captain Ginyu on them, and so Morrigan getting stronger by going out with us and doing that stuff, and getting more experience, would sort of be beneficial for Flemeth, because it's literally like Captain Ginyu taking like Goku's body or something, because Goku's, you know, he spent all that time training and getting stronger and stuff, all for the benefit of Captain Ginyu to take his body, pretty much. And so that, I think that's what Flemeth is really sending Morrigan out for. I think it's really for her own benefit. Well, I mean, also the Darkspawn and the Archdemon dying are also benefiting her. So really, I can see why she's allowing Morrigan to go. I don't think it's because she actually cares about Morrigan wanting to get out of the house, you know, and go on some adventure or whatever. I really think it's for her own selfish gain.
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother,
That was a good point.
this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens. Do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
We don't need her help. She won't come to harm with us. Is that supposed to be a question? Or, oh, I see. We're saying she won't get hurt. Okay. I understand,
Allow me to get my
ma'am.
things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not
Yes,
far.
finally,
You'll find much you need
Lothering.
there. Or if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
Actually, I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Yeah, so, about that. So, the way Flemeth gets more daughters, like every lifetime or whatever, to switch bodies with, she literally kidnaps, like, there's even like a folk tale about this where she kidnaps children, like little girls, and then she sort of raises them like her daughter and stuff. And then once they're, you know, ripe and all magical and stuff, you know, powerful enough for her liking, then Flemeth is like, okay, give me your body. Honestly, it's pretty savage, pretty hardcore. Flemeth is a super interesting character. And Morrigan is as well. So is Duran. Duran's clearly the most interesting character. I'm just wondering her age. She's just going to stay here alone? Sure, I'll ask about her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
How have you never been outside the wilds?
From time to time, I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however.
Also, I find
Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
I find it interesting how I've never even thought about this before, but even more points to take to note. It's a very small detail that, like I said, I've never even thought about it before, but Morrigan has such a unique way of speaking compared to everyone else in the game. And she's like very formal, very like eloquent with her speech, which is, I mean, people do kind of talk like that in this age, but I think it's kind of become more common to speak sort of like how we speak today, rather than like in this more formal sense. And so, like, if you read what she's saying, you know, all of like we got like, you know, the commas and the periods and the ellipses and everything else going on here. Like, it's all very formal just reading it, and the way she speaks is very formal. And my point is that she talks like she's from a different age, basically, and she was raised by Flemeth, who is, as we know, very old, and, you know, has lived multiple lifetimes, is also possibly multiple godly figures in one, pretty much. So, long story short, this is a very small but very good detail that basically Flemeth speaking so kind of old tongue, more formally, like how people of older days used to speak, is a very nice touch to why Morrigan is so unique in her speech. How are we gonna get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
Well, if that's what she was implying, Alistair, I think I would be sensed as well, because I'm a Grey Warden now. I think she was just calling Alistair a loudmouth.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger
I don't know, maybe she did actually just mean the Darkspawn sense.
Will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. It is important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
The Darkspawn are camped farther in the forest?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
Honestly, the Darkspawn are like almost more dwarven than the dwarves are in this game. They're literally digging, they're listening to diggy hole like 24/7, constantly burrowing around like some kind of like mole people.
It is a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along
Like, even listen to her
Imperial Highway,
pronunciation,
where
like, it's
travelers
very
purchase goods from local farms and
unique.
smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
I don't know how they found nothing, to be honest. I mean, I guess she just dipped out.
I mention it for its tavern, where travelers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
What skills do you have exactly? I'm doing like a job interview right now. Like, what kind of skills do you bring to the table, son?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Oh boy. Classic Alistair, classic. Excellent, you'll at least be of some use. I'd say that for the laws, but I don't want to make Morgan mad. Because unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately is, you really have to balance people's relationships with you. And it's I don't think it's even possible without gifts to get everyone 100% on your side, pretty much. Then you can substitute. Okay. I'm gonna say number 2 here.
Right, my cooking will kill us. That's all I meant.
I also know at least 15 different poisons that grow right here in this marsh. Not that I would suggest 'tis at all related to cooking.
I have no more questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire.
No, I wanted
would
to say
hate
something.
Return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Okay, yeah, we got plus. Okay, that was actually Alistair. We got plus with. I hope Morgan doesn't hate us too much. And we can finally actually move. At this point, we are officially kind of like in the open world version of the game. So that's nice.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
You could come with us, you know.
I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves.
And what has the world done to you, though?
That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere.
There is... I swear what she just said is connected to the lore of Andraste. I swear, okay? I'm gonna keep saying it. I know it sounds out there, okay, but I swear she's either connected to Andraste or is Andraste, okay? I swear. Cause like, I don't fully remember the lore behind Andraste because it's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure what happened to Andraste was basically, it's kind of like, Andraste is kind of like Jesus, I guess, in this world. And so I think basically what happened to Andraste was like, I don't know, man betrayed her somehow or wronged her, I guess. So something bad happened. And she's saying that she's, I don't know, got some spite with the world for doing something to her, and she won't tell us, which seems a little sus there. But you are more powerful than we are.
It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of Thedas has enough power to stand against a blight. Were that the case, sending you two would be quite the jest.
I don't know, you don't know the power of Duran.
Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land, inspire its men, and turn them from their petty politics to face the archdemon. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has largely forgotten.
Yes, so, okay, she's implying that the world used to know her, okay? But now she's saying she's largely forgotten, okay? I'm just saying. She could also just be referring to, like, the whole Witch of the Wilds thing, and that's fair. Or maybe even, like, her elven god relation. I don't know what's going on there, really. I guess I'll ask her some questions if she has some. Yeah, I know, Flemeth, okay. I want to get on the road as soon as you do, okay? But just because Flemeth, I want to hear more about Andraste connections, okay? That's why I want to ask her questions. Can I ask about your magic?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Yes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
How long have you lived in the wild?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Interesting. So, what this tells me is that she had a lot of attention, okay? And you could say that it was simply because of her beauty, but in the context that she's Andraste again, okay? I believe Andraste is also said to be very beautiful and, I guess inspiring, and what she could be referring to is that, like, essentially men fought in, like, essentially like the Crusades for her as Andraste. Okay, I'm gonna keep harping on about it. But, I mean, I think she's maybe more likely just saying that she was beautiful and that, men would, I don't know, get into drunken fights, I guess. You don't seem happy about that? Oh, okay, I feel like this is once again referring to it. Are you sure they didn't just die from horror?
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. But enough. You have your task to complete.
Okay, there's absolutely, definitely, 100%, okay, maybe like 99%, there's gotta be something here that she's not telling us that's underlying what she's saying. Like, she's speaking double talk right now. She's saying, like, in her tone, you could hear she was like sniffing and, you know, like getting a little riled up there when I asked. She doesn't sound, or like when I said, you don't sound happy about that. And she's saying, well, no, she isn't. And then it dictated all that followed. Like, what is that supposed to mean, huh? Sounds like, again, it sounds like she's been going at this for a long time. Like, perhaps if she was maybe some kind of religious figure, you know, perhaps some kind of like a fantasy Jesus. And she still refuses to tell us more, so absolutely, even if she's an Andraste, she's definitely hiding something from us, okay? That's all I can really say with certainty. What we do once we're done?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
Okay,
This is the
Morgan.
thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Bah! May your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
about any. I mean, I kind of want to say about all of these.
Only that they are more cunning than they appear. More important by far is the archdemon. It is the core of this taint, and while it lives, so does the blight. This Logain is different. You must deal with the repercussions of his deeds before you can face
Are you saying Logain isn't cunning?
Unless it finds you first.
I guess I can back your assumption about Logain.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Okay, go eat your children's stew or whatever witches eat out here. Okay, enough talking. Okay, guys. I really, in RPGs in particular, I really love picking like every dialogue tree I can, and really enveloping myself in the lore, and the world building and everything. Is this, I think this is cut content, I believe, that a mod brought back. So I've never done this, whatever this is. I think it's like I don't know, it's a cut area, cut missions of some sort. So we'll check that out, but not right now. We're gonna just go to Lothering as we are supposed to do. And check out what's going on here. And this feature, this system of like where you travel and then you can sometimes get into fights and stuff. I know a lot of people don't like that feature, but personally I find it to be more interesting than just having like a glorified loading screen where you just see the blood dots going across the map.
Quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Is Logain kind of loud?
If I might speak.
I feel like he's yelling.
You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent and claim we must unite under your
Should I turn it down, or is it like fine?
But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Honestly, kind of surprising how well Logain just manages to control the scene here.
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Antigon, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
Ooh, roasted. Her husband was the king, Kalen, who, you know, died in the Battle of Ostagar. You know, where Logain was like, yeah, we're gonna head out, guys. Honestly, I have no idea why she's so calm about, like, I don't know why she's so okay with this, that her father did this to her husband. I don't know, I mean, she definitely looked like she was a little bit distraught about it, but I don't know. Maybe her father fed her some kind of lies, like, you know, we had to retreat, it was already a lost battle, you know, something like that. Oh, we have bark spawn. Alright, I guess now we can see if the dog slot mod is working. We got some death root here to loot. That's a lot of darkspawn, actually. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to activate this, and I'm going to activate this, and I'm going to. We haven't even looked at Morrigan's abilities yet. By the way, I need to set up her tactics and her inventory. We don't have like any health. Oh, forgot about that. We don't have any health potions. Okay. That's cool. Oh, I can also equip her with a bunch of stuff I've been collecting. Probably should do that. Granted, her staff's really good. I think her staff's probably... I think she's pretty good with her staff. But we do have some clothing to acquire here. Her robes are really good too. I think... I don't know, I think her robes are better than these ones. I mean, it maybe depends on what kind of build you're going for, but I also prefer her to be in her OG outfit compared to, you know, this ugly outfit. She would never wear this, you know, like game-wise. Like, I don't know, this makes her look like she's, like, been converted by the Chantry or something. I don't like it. It just doesn't look like it's Morrigan's thing. But we also have some special hats to give her. Should we give her the +10 mental resistance or the +2 willpower, +2 spell power, and then +10 mental resistance? It's a very tough decision. She has +10 to her resistance to mental illness now. And she's also got full... Why Morrigan came packing. She has so many things on her. Ooh, is this better? I think I'd rather her keep what she's got on right now. Also, do we have any gloves to give her? We do have gloves, but not for her, I guess. So, let's just quickly take a look at her tactics. She does have life drain. I guess that's nice for not using my health potions. We're going to have her at range. I'll just leave her as is for right now. I don't really want her drinking my health potions anyway. Okay, I think I've had activated that. And then we want to activate this. Oh yeah, I don't know if she's any sustained spells. I should check that. I am not a magic guy, okay. We could turn her into a spider, I guess. Suppose that's a sustained spell. Oh, this one. Man, I kind of wish this was fire instead of ice, but whatever, I'll activate it. No bark spawn. Honestly, this is... We are absolutely surrounded right now. Kick. Okay, this is looking a little rough here. Alistair's taking the potion, which means I don't get the potion. Use that, I guess. Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't want to die, but I think I'm about to die. Unless this guy misses, I think I'm gonna die. I don't know how to deal with this. I guess mages is gonna have to carry again. Just, it's the mage game. I wish I could like a life drain and then like send the life to someone else. Okay, I'm going to use disorient on this guy, and I hope that he misses. Okay, I think it actually worked. If only I could stealth in combat. Okay, I'm dead. Duran is not a tank. I mean, at this point, neither is Alistair with how this is going. I really prefer if you'd focus this guy. I don't know. This is nightmare, alright. This is nightmare, alright. Maybe we can get the Hurlock Alpha to Beer. Let's try it. He might resist. Okay, I mean, he just got stunned anyway, I guess, but... Okay, Bark Spawn over here is doing a pretty good job at getting that guy. I think we will... What are you doing, Morgan? Oh, I guess this is a very close range spell, I suppose. Miss? Okay, I guess that didn't go well. Let's use ice on this guy. Okay, that's going well. Okay, I think we're doing okay. I don't know if I want to leave Alistair there because I think he's going to die. I think I'm going to pull Alistair back and maybe he'll target Bark Spawn. Or maybe even Morrigan, honestly. I think we're going to go ahead and use Hex on this guy. Oh, it looks like... I think the fear actually worked because he looks to be feared. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe Shield Bash is actually a good idea here. I think Darkspawn are pretty weak to spiritual attacks. And, you know, this is like a mental attack here, so I think I'm going to try this on him.
You need help?
Oh, okay, I thought it was something else. I think what this does is it pushes back guys that are around you. It's basically like force push or whatever. We'll use lightning on this man. Okay, perfect, Alistair, perfect. And then let's freeze him. Okay, perfect, guys, perfect. I love that the only one who dies is me. Those Darkspawn didn't hurt you, boy, did they?
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
If you like him, you can... I don't know if that's going to make the dog like me less. Because literally you have to have good relationships with the dog even. I'm just gonna say I always wanted a dog like this. Happy Bark. Okay. There we go. New Codex Bark Spawn, yes. That was... thanks for the extra dialogue, Alistair. Let's go ahead and get... I don't know why I just entered this form, but let's activate this since I died. So I'm always dying. Let's loot these guys, get some good loot.
What do you need?
I didn't want to talk to you, but I guess I will. Do you want to talk about Duncan? I mean, I doubt it. It just happened.
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Alistair is one of those characters who will sort of, I guess, act like everything's all fine and, you know, hide his, I guess, his depression with humor and stuff like that. And so he's constantly bantering and cracking jokes and stuff. But then, you know, he's like actually like trying to cope. It's like his coping mechanism, essentially. Yes, well, let's forget about it. Don't let it happen again. Okay, maybe let's not insult him.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
I wonder if Duncan is actually from Ferelden or not. He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
I guess I can understand that. Yes, this is stupid. You'd be dead. Or actually, yes, that is stupid. Okay, I thought I was just calling him stupid, which I guess I am. But like in a different sense. I thought I was joking about him dying. I'm gonna say he saved you.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever. Or so he said.
High Ever?
Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know.
I don't know where that is, actually.
Do they? How do your people honor your dead?
That's a good question. I guess we entomb our dead within the stone beneath our tigers.
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the Tig. It sounds so strange.
Maybe so. Duncan is one of your people, however, not ours.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
I feel like saying he was a friend of mine too. I mean, like, I guess we could have been friends in that time span, because the travel from Orzammar to Ostagar is pretty far. So it probably took us, I don't know, a couple weeks to get to Ostagar. So, I mean, I guess that's a pretty good time to get to know Duncan a bit more. And also, Duncan was just a Chad and stuff, and so, you know. I'll say, maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I like that. So would he, I think.
Okay, there. We got more points with Alistair down here. Even though I wasn't trying to talk to him, but... you know, whatever. Ooh, elf fruit?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm off.
And I'm off. Oh,
Alright.
almost missed this. Actually, that's a pretty good find. And then, I would talk more with Alistair and stuff, but let's talk to Morrigan here
What do you
real
wish of
quick.
me?
I'd like to ask you
If
something.
you must.
Is Flemeth really what she seems to be? Okay, my Flemeth and Joste witch hunt continues.
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman Human. I think if I said this, Morgan might laugh and like it. Maybe if I said this, see, like, this is the thing when you're talking to companions, you really kind of have to, like, adapt your, I mean, I wouldn't really say your personality to them, but you kind of have to, like, synchronize with them a bit more, as opposed to other NPCs where, like, you can kind of just act however you want, pretty much. A nutty old bat.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I'm more interested in the truth. Yes, I mean, I want to hear what she says. I guess I'll just say I don't even know that was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
And the point would be, sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
So, a land of barbarian men. I don't really know enough about Ferelden's history, but I'm pretty sure the Orlesians call the Fereldans barbarians. Okay, I'm really digging into my lore brain here right now and trying to figure this out. I'm pretty sure barbarian men is referring to old Ferelden men. I get, like, not like old, like Flemeth old, but like old, like, you know, ancient history. Although I think Morgan just thinks it's like barbarian men, like, you know, like very uncultured, sort of just savage type of men, you know. But I'm reading the hidden meaning behind this. Okay, I'm really trying to dig deep into the whole backstory of Flemeth. So I'm pretty sure the Orlesians call Ferelden people barbarians, and so I think what she's saying by this is that Flemeth a long time ago was basically in Ferelden and was known by many men.
Many centuries before this land was even named
Yeah, see?
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard and fled the castle of her husband, the Dreadlord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Okay, I really wish I knew more about the Chantry and Andraste in this particular moment, because I know, you know, like the baseline of Andraste, and then I guess I know like the deeper, potentially hidden connection with Flemeth and everything, but I swear Andraste had a husband, I think, and it could just simply be that Flemeth did have this husband or whatever, and then, like Morgan said, the husband gave her up for wealth and stuff, And so maybe that's what Flemeth meant by, like, the world has wronged me or whatever. And, you know, she doesn't want to talk about it. But two things can be true at once here, okay? This could be true, but then she can also be Andraste, okay? I'm not saying that's still out of the question here. He sold his wife to another man? Wow. I guess he's like, I don't even know. What am I thinking of? I don't even know if I really want to get into that. Basically, he's, I'll just relate him to Mr. Krabs selling SpongeBob for like 65 cents or whatever. Lemons must have been angry. Seems like a fair deal. He sold his wife to another man.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess.
Oh, he went and
led off to
dead.
the field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I really need to read up on my Andraste lore, because I want to see if there's any parallels going on here. This whole story, I don't really know. But I think I was definitely right about the whole barbarian thing, meaning ancient Ferelden, basically. And she said it was centuries ago, before Ferelden was called Ferelden. That would have been back when the Orlesians were enslaving the people of Ferelden, I think. And then I think basically what Andraste did in the lore, at least the Chantry lore, is I think Andraste, again, like Jesus or whatever, is like liberating these people and kind of like starting this religion essentially. And so I think maybe Flemeth has something to do with how the Ferelden people broke free from the Orlesians. Can't be quite certain about that. It's definitely a bit of a reach there, but I don't think it's completely impossible. She spoke to spirits or demons. There is a revenge, or no, I'm thinking of, there's a rage demon, not a revenge demon, I don't think. So she truly loved Osin then? She spoke to spirits or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Interesting. I guess that does sound more like a lie. Of course, Flemeth would say that. Which she never invaded, or he never defeated her. Didn't she just say all lies? I feel like it's both. Even my people have heard of Cormac. Sure, I'll say that.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
I'm sure she doesn't. It's really hard. I have to really read between the lines here, because I believe Morrigan has a distorted view of what Flemeth, like what the truth is, simply because her only source is Flemeth, which at the same time is the most trusted source to get this information, but I do not trust Flemeth to tell Morrigan the truth. Or even tell me the truth. The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did.
Yeah, I'm
Flemeth
sure.
refuses to speak of other daughters.
I'm
if
sure
they
she
existed.
doesn't.
So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Yes. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I already talked about the whole daughters thing. Why would she refuse to speak of
The
them?
Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true.
Interesting.
I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Perhaps she will. Maybe that's how the blood magic or ancient magic works, on how she Captain Ginyu's your body. To take it another route, though, I don't really have a reason to believe this. This is just a random thought I had about this, but because she's somehow connected to the elven gods, from what I can tell, in Inquisition, it's possible that these daughters that she's speaking of are perhaps, like, maybe Flemeth somehow mothered the elven gods, I guess? And that these quote-unquote daughters that she hunted or whatever were the gods that were trapped within the Fade. I think I'm pretty sure the Dread Wolf is the one who tricked the gods and trapped them within the Fade. And as we know now, Solus is the Dread Wolf, so, you know, there's that. There's so much lore, and I am a lore person. I'd like to talk just about lore, but we'll continue the game. Do you believe her
I
vision?
do not believe everything that Flemeth claims.
Okay, good.
Often it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Are we talking about the daughters one? How is it that Flemeth survived so long?
The demon within her has transformed her
Okay, so
into
she's just outwardly saying,
something
yeah, there's a
else.
demon
An
inside her.
abomination, perhaps some would
An
say.
abomination.
I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Honestly, not 100% certain that's even true. But we'll get to that. I don't know. Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
She's definitely a mystery. I can tell you that. Also, as a dwarf, dwarves are the only people, I think, maybe the only people, I'm pretty sure the only people in the game, I guess at least with like the main races, who are cut off from the Fade, because we can't become mages. Basically, we can't become mages. Either, I don't know, it's like a chicken and the egg thing where, like, I don't know if it's because we can't connect to the Fade that we can't use magic, or it's that we can't use magic that we can't connect to the Fade. You know, one of those things. But basically, the Fade is like the dream world or whatever. So, I mean, I'm not even sure if dwarves can actually dream. But basically, this is kind of like why dwarves have such different views on the world, I guess, because like they don't know like what the Fade even is. They've never seen it, and they've never had magic users, so you know they're very different in that sense. That all sounds like hogwash. I'll just say interesting story, thanks.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations.
I guess
of
I do have a
legend, 'tis
mother.
true, but I find
Yeah.
myself curious, nevertheless.
Yeah, she's kind of just a drunk. Yeah, my mother is a useless drunk, if you must know. Literally, I mean, she is a useless drunk. I tried talking to her once. She couldn't even hold a conversation with me, and that's the only interaction I've had with her. There's nothing really to say about her. I'm not sure if... I'll just say the nice option that we love our mother.
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more.
Interesting.
I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know if that made her like us more, or if... I don't know. I guess we did pretty good talking to her there. Let's just real quick do a little recap on where we're sitting with everyone. We have +9 with Alistair. And we've got +6. Okay, I guess that's the only time we've actually gained any liking, I guess, with Morrigan. Items received. What do you mean items received? That must have just been what I picked up. I don't know. Let's just continue. I want to talk to Barkspawn, but we'll do that later. I want to just get the loathering already. Yes, saving game. Let's go to loathering, everyone. Also, I think I've decided that for this series, I'm going to cut the videos. I'm going to do like the rough cuts, and then I'm going to just post like the cut videos of like all of the dialogue and everything I'm talking about. And then I'm going to also edit like the hyper edited shorter video version of these videos. So that way we can get the videos out faster, and I can make another video that's a bit more, that's had, you know, a lot more editing and stuff thrown into it for people who don't want to watch like the, you know, like an hour-long cut version, I guess. Simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on. I mean, 10 silvers isn't a lot, but you're not getting that from me. I don't have that kind of coin. Luckily, I do. You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees.
I tell you, no wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Is that the same... That might actually be the same voice as the guard that I felt bad about when I was imprisoned after the provings. Auntie, I don't know if you're in chat, but I think you were there when I tricked the guard. And, you know, we were like, rip that guard. Because of, what the heck is her name again? How am I forgetting her name? Okay, whatever. You know, the Carta girl. It's like on the tip of my tongue. It's annoying me, but I'm just gonna forget about it. I'm not paying. Your toll collector's in. I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
See, I kind of want to fight them, but I also think that it is needless killing. And Duran's not really like... I don't think Duran's really someone who is... I don't know. I feel like he'd rather intimidate them than fight them, but I also want to loot them, is the thing. So I don't know if they're going to leave all the stuff they looted if I intimidate them. I'm gonna try it.
Did he say he's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
Let's add bandit slaying to their list. We could use a donation.
Don't say.
They is really good, boss.
Really good.
Well,
Listen to them.
yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
Not enough, I'm afraid.
And just when we had things settled.
Okay. I guess I'd rather kill them to make sure that I get all of the stuff they've stolen, to give back to the people, because I believe there is a quest that wants you to come get their stuff back, or like there's someone who's like, you know, some bandit stole all our stuff or something. Let's see, what are Bark Spawn's abilities? Okay, this is a... Dread Howl is pretty good. She's using Horror on... I'd rather it be on... I guess this guy. Hold on. No, use Horror. Ability being cast, okay. Okay, I didn't really have to use that. Whoa there, why am I taking so much damage? Why am I getting stunned? Alistair, you're supposed to be aggroing them. Go punch that guy. Oh my gosh. What happened to punching this guy? I think I'm going to die again. I'm too slowed because they're stupid arrows. So I'm going to just attack this guy. I have like 1 health left. Can you use Winter's Grasp? Oh my gosh, you guys are so bad at protecting me. Just letting it happen. Okay.
We surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Your shady operation is pathetic. I could do better.
Right. I guess so. I'm sorry.
Now you die. I want some questions answered. I'm turning you into the authorities. You'll follow my lead. I could use some soldiers. Hand over everything you've stolen. Then start running and don't come back. So I think, obviously, if I do this, we kill them. If I do this, I'm not sure if I'll be able to come back to this page and be able to say, like, you know, give the stuff or now you die or whatever. Obviously this turns them into authorities. if I say this, they're going to be like, no, we're not soldiers. We won't be doing that. You know, we'd rather die to you instead. And then if I do this, they're going to be like, well, but, you know, all of our stuff. No, not our stuff. So I'm going to just say this.
Yes, yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers.
100
The rest is
silvers?
in the chests we brought. I swear.
I thought you said you only had 20. Okay, I want some questions
what did
answered.
I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
Have you heard of any survivors from the
Maybe.
battle?
A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier.
Oh, the
Got
ash
right out of
warriors.
their way.
No, you didn't get out of our way, did you? What news have you heard?
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Turn Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent.
So I guess that's
Bounty on the
what
Grey
Loghain's
Wardens.
spinning, huh? He's saying that the Grey Wardens betrayed the king and turned the battle in favor of the Darkspawn, and then I guess he saw that coming and he dipped out to save his men, I guess. Even though there was like, I don't know how many men he had, but let's say he had like 500 to 1,000 or something like that. All those people saw what happened, which was basically nothing. They didn't really see anything. They don't have any proof to unbelieve this, and yet nobody's gonna speak out about this. I mean, I guess his men are really loyal to him, I guess, and maybe they're afraid of speaking out. And maybe some have, and, you know, they suffered the consequence. What have you been doing?
Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
What's going on in Lothering?
It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tear and Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know?
Oh my gosh, hold on. I forgot about this. I was thinking about it way earlier too. I need to start recording. It's not really a big deal if I'm not recording, I guess, because all I have to do is just download the VOD, but I prefer to be recording instead of having to download the VOD, so now I'm gonna have to download the VOD and combine it with the recording, basically. Just slightly more steps to my editing. I'm done with questions.
Let me go!
I could use soldiers, sure, let's say that.
I could never be a soldier.
I don't know if we actually run into them again if we say start running. But I think if we turn them into the authorities, I think they will die to Darkspawn. I think it's really no point giving them to the authorities. There's not really a point in killing them right now. I mean, besides XP and extra loot, I guess. And I do want the XP and extra loot, okay, but Duran, I don't think he's that cutthroat. So I'm just gonna say start running then, and don't come back.
Bless you! The Darkspawn can have this place.
We killed most of his men anyway.
Going.
Interesting. Fallen Templar, okay. Good thing we killed that guy, I guess. And here's all the stuff, I guess, that they looted.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Finally entering Lothering.
Well,
It only
there
took
it is.
like an hour and 40 minutes.
Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
What do you want to talk about?
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire.
These two
to,
bantering are like the best two characters to banter with.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
They really set you up with like the best characters, like right off the bat, really, for your party. You know, Barkspawn, of course, is the greatest of all. You have thoughts on that point, Alistair?
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
I'll just say no.
There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Is there a way to contact the Grey Wardens?
Short of leaving for Eldon to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Why are you leaving it up to me? What do you think we should do, Morrigan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Yeah, with how much dialogue I click, probably. I'm not sure if any of this is a good idea. Why are you leaving it to me?
I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arleman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
Then we need to find these people.
I can give you directions, if you like.
I'll say this because I'm a dwarf, so I just want the spicy dialogue.
You're going to have to. I certainly wouldn't want to go there alone.
Why? Would it frighten you? Are you afraid of dark and sunken places?
I mean, we won't have any choice. You'll be there under Grey Warden business, and the dwarves will just have to see reason.
They certainly are renowned for an abundance of reason, 'tis true.
Are you saying my people don't have reason, Morrigan? How do we get to Orzammar from here? I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't travel to Lothering from Orzammar, but we went past Lothering to Ostagar. I feel like I should kind of know.
You don't know where Orzammar is?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to find it on the surface, fool. He has never been here before.
If you follow the west road around Cullenhard Lake into the mountains through Gerland's Pass, from there I expect you'd know the way.
I really like how there's so much dialogue about your origin that you can throw in. Like, that was some really extra detail thrown in there. And I love how Morrigan chips in and like kind of defends me at not knowing anything. Because like I really have never been to the surface. I've never seen the surface or anything like that. And so like it would make sense that I don't know anything. I don't know how much more I really want to ask about these. The only reason I want to ask more is because I want Morrigan to yap at Alistair.
If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there. He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is. That will be at their tower on Lake Carlinhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
Okay, where would Loghain be? That'd be Denerim.
If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
I don't need any more directions.
Do you have a plan?
The plan is, we're ready to go.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Alright. Now's the time to walk around.
A few knights have come through here, searching for some holy artifact.
Mother says we have
Not
to run
one
before
of them
the bad
stopped to
men
help.
get here.
I can finally stock up on some potions and stuff.
I hear you drove off those
Please,
bandits.
we came here to get
I
away
hope they
from the
didn't come
fighting.
back.
There'll just be more bandits as soon as you leave.
Well, do something about it.
As if we needed more fighting here. Did you see how scared everyone is?
I think this guy is the guy who's like, we lost all our stuff.
We don't see many dwarves in these parts. You here to trade?
Maybe it's not that guy, I don't know. Not every dwarf is a merchant, you know. I don't really want to say I'm a Grey Warden because, you know, we're kind of outlawed right now, so... I'm just going to say not every dwarf is a merchant.
Yeah, and my Aunt Fanny's an Orlesian Chevalier. You working with a fella by the bridge?
There's a dwarf? Oh, I know who he's talking about.
Not a dwarf, a merchant. Gouging folks by charging a fortune for the basics. They shouldn't have come here with nothing, I guess.
I have some questions.
I promise I'm going to answer them.
Were those bandits always outside the
You
village?
mean they're gone?
Yes, I drove them off.
Goody for you. Now there's no one to drive off the blighted refugees. Sir Brian's will be glad, though. He's been talking about offering a reward for anyone who'd run them out.
Good, I'm getting my reward. I should go.
Don't let me stop you.
I don't really want to talk to these guys.
Hey, what's on now?
I wanted to
Don't let me
trade,
stop
though.
you.
Oh my gosh, he better not have had good items in his trade. What do you want, lady?
Please, we came here to get away from the fighting.
Well, those bandits shouldn't have come here, then. It's not my fault, lady. This guy's ready to die.
As if we needed more fighting
I
here.
have a
Don't you see how
wonder,
scared
Alistair,
everyone is?
if you will indulge me.
Do I have a choice?
Of the two
Going.
Interesting.
of you that remain, are you not the senior Grey Warden here? I find it curious that you allow another to lead while you follow.
You find that curious, do you?
In
Yes.
fact, you defer to a new recruit. Is this the policy of the Grey Warden? Or simply a personal one?
What do you want to hear? That I prefer to follow? I do.
You sound so very defensive.
Couldn't you crawl into a bush somewhere and die? That would be great, thanks.
Yeah. Ma'am?
Some small part of me hoped the Darkspawn were just a myth, but they are real. Why does the Maker not help us? What are we to do? Please, we came
As
here
if
to
we
get
needed
away
more
from
fighting
the
As if we
here.
needed more
Don't you see
fighting.
how
As if we needed more fighting.
One is?
I'm scared. When are we going?
So I take it you did not enjoy
I don't
your
like this
Templar
place.
training?
That's
Why did we come
directed
here?
at me, I take it.
Do you see any others about
It's
who have
not- it's not
failed
me.
at their religious instruction?
I didn't fail, I was recruited into the Grey Wardens.
And if you had not been recruited, what would have happened instead?
I would have turned into a drooling lunatic, slaughtered the Grand Cleric, and run through the streets of Denerim in my small clothes, I guess.
Your self-awareness does you credit.
I thought you'd like that.
I hear you drove off those bandits. I hope they don't come back.
What will happen to us now that
At
the king
least,
is dead?
at least someone respects what I did for you people.
I'm scared. When are we
I heard
going
those
home?
bandits are back again. Templars killed them.
What do you mean back again? I mean, I guess there's more bandits, but not the ones on the bridge.
For safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found.
Let's talk to this guy. Okay, never mind. Let's talk to this guy.
Move on if you can. Lothering's lost.
What do you mean?
We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
Are you keeping me from going in?
Just warning you, things may not be as hospitable as you would expect. People are frightened.
Is anyone in charge
Duran
here?
has marched north with Tern Logain, so Lothering's on its own. Most folks look to Elder Miriam. Otherwise, you could speak to Sir Bryant in the Chantry, I suppose. It's up to you. I'm just here to keep watch.
I hear you drove off those bandits.
As if we needed more fighting here.
How terrible
A few
for
nights
Eleanor
ago,
that her
everyone
young
here is
king is
searching for
dead.
some holy
And she,
artifact.
not even with
Not
child.
one of them stopped to help.
I want to go home.
What are you doing in the bush, lady?
Scared. When are we going home?
I guess that's fair. Why are you stuck over here?
Sad to watch how helplessly they scurry about.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn horde.
Yeah. They all seem very depressed.
Don't like this.
Let's talk to these elven people.
Greetings, Sir Dwarf. Your folk are famous for their generosity.
Are we?
Might you spare some bread?
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say dwarves are generous, but okay. I don't know what you elves are hearing. And you're saying that to a castless, like, jobless dwarf who, worked with the Carta, who was a criminal? Worked in a criminal organization? Like the biggest criminal organization in all of Orzammar? I spare nothing for beggars. What happened?
We thought it would be safer in Lothering, that the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything.
You think Lothering, you really think Logain would defend Lothering if he wouldn't defend the king?
Can you help us?
Granted, they don't know he abandoned the king, but your assumptions are overly optimistic of him. I met those bandits, they're dead now. Well, I guess I drove them off.
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend.
Nah, I mean, I might have loaded
them. Even if we don't
them.
get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Okay, I mean, I guess I could have given you your stuff back, but I guess I'll just keep it instead. This kid wants his mother back, I'm pretty sure.
Have you seen my mother?
Your mother? Beat it, kid. That depends who your mother is. She's over there somewhere.
She's really tall, and she has red hair. We live on a big farmhold, all of us. Some mean men with swords came, and Mother told me to run to the village as fast as I could, so I did. She said she'd be right behind me, but I've been waiting and waiting, and I can't see her.
I can't get over this voice. Yes, well, good luck with that, small child. Do you know where your father is?
He went with William to the neighbours yesterday, but he didn't come back.
Interesting. Come with me.
Mother said I wasn't to go with anyone, I'm supposed to wait for her here, in the village.
Go to the chantry?
I will, but only if I don't find Mother first. So, you're a dwarf, aren't you?
Don't you compare our heights, child. Yeah, my height, give it away.
Father says dwarves are really greedy.
See, this kid knows what's up.
Greedy at all. Thank you for helping me.
Those elves were like, no, dwarves are very kind and generous, and then literally the kid standing next to him was like, oh, dwarves are really greedy. Neither stereotype is even really true. It's just like, that's like saying, it's like any stereotype in real life. Like that's like saying like women don't know how to drive or something, or like all Asians are smart or whatever.
The Chanters are still operating their board. Now that's dedication.
Ah, the Chantry Board.
Yes.
Let us run errands for the betterment of mankind as well as a few coppers.
Yes, let's talk to this guy.
We had the coin to pay the toll to those bandits. Many didn't.
Yeah, what happened to those guys, huh? Alistair, we need you to smack this.
To the shadows with me.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if... I think maybe this guy unlocks it for us if we do his quest or whatever. But I'm pretty sure he is a jerk or something. And so I'm going to just... Never mind, I guess we... Oh, wait, what? How did we open that? Duran just casually walked up in stealth and just was like, yeah, no problem.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice
you'll
to see
do.
everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh,
I like that we're still covered in blood.
Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Why would I want to help you? Get rid of the tiny part and I'll consider it. Is your profiteering ruffling some feathers?
You could say that, yes.
The nerve of these people!
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
Sounds like healthcare in America.
All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you
Oh, sounds like water companies in
I've
America.
100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
100 silvers. Sister, can you back off, please? Kill him. I hear you're... What? I hear you're making a killing. Me too. I want to kill him, but I don't think even the sister would like that. I'm pretty sure everyone would get mad at me if I did that. Maybe even the guards get called on me. I don't know. Can you beat that offer, sister? You know, sure, can you beat that?
Me to bid against him?
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of coin.
Give me some coin. Then it's time for you to go, isn't it? What do I get if I help you? Okay, like, I do want to help the sister. Okay, keep in mind, I want to help the sister, However, I want money more. Primarily because this is at the very beginning of the game, and I need to buy a bunch of potions and a bunch of ingredients and stuff and poisons. What do I get if I help you?
We have nothing to offer but our gratitude.
You just had to say that. Fine, I'll help the sister.
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving.
Think you can compromise and still make a profit? Or should I just intimidate him, lower your prices, or lose your goods? I'll just persuade him.
Perhaps. If that woman agrees I'm allowed to charge something.
Do what you must, so long as the prices do not beggar the needy.
Fine, fine, done. And since you don't look too needy, normal prices for you.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally.
Normal price. So by normal, do you mean overpriced?
Thank you for your generous assistance. May the
Also, for some reason, Morgan, yeah, Morgan does not like this. Morgan just doesn't like wasting time talking to people and helping them, even though, I don't know, that wasn't really that big of a deal.
Mother says we have to run before the bad.
So, I think I've gotten +6 with Morgan, so now I have -3 on that 6, so we're pretty close to getting toward the negative with Morgan.
Don't suppose you're looking to buy something? All right. Just don't buy everything up.
What if I do? I don't know if I want to buy from him because I want to check the other merchant. I think there's one in the tavern. I will buy his wine though. But he said I get normal prices since I'm not needy. So these might be overpriced. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to buy this, but it's pretty good. Although it's really high strength. We wouldn't even be able to use that for a while. This staff is really good. I believe this is definitely better than Morgan's staff, but we don't have the money for that. Two-hander. I don't want no two-handed weapons. I guess I'll buy his, Okay, it doesn't actually say what I can use these ingredients for. So I just have to kind of remember. I'm pretty sure... I think it's... What is it? Elf root. Elf root is for healing potions. I thought death root was for mana, but I think deep mushrooms for mana. So I don't know. I'm gonna buy... I think I'll just buy straight up potions. We'll buy his normal potions here. And I don't think I want to buy anything else. I think we're good. Although he does have recipes. I do kind of want these recipes. We don't have any... Actually, I have poison making, but... Yeah, I don't know if I don't buy these, if I'll ever be able to come back and get them again. I think I will... I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the firebomb, I suppose. The recipe for it anyway. But I'm not going to buy the rest because I'm not loaded with cash necessarily.
We were lucky. We had the coin to pay the toll to those bandits.
Okay.
So many strangers are about now.
I think what I'll do is, we'll, once we get in and deal with everything going on inside this chantry building here, I think we will leave it off for right this moment. Because I think we're reaching about the time that, we're supposed to be reaching here. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could go a little bit longer, but I think this will be a pretty good time to stop once we get inside there. So first of all, let's talk to this guy.
And Eileen spoke unto the masses, my hearth is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. For all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one.
Kind of creepy. You don't talk much, do you? Hello, I asked a question. Smile back.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
He can't answer you. He's chanted Devons.
Is he touched in the head or something?
No, he's a chanter. One of them that can only say the chant of light. His board has letters of good deeds to be doing. My father fixed Widow Allison's roof once, and the charter paid him, he did.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
So if I wanted to thatch a roof, I talk to him?
There's all sorts of things on his board. Even traveling sellswords sometimes turn in postings.
So he really can't speak at all.
Unless it's the chant of light, no.
And so Rajmael in the heathen temple recanted.
Well, he's literally just like a...
Sing only the
He's like an
chant.
NPC
Then
inside
the golden
of
city is
an
thine,
NPC.
Andraste.
The Maker is a righteous A-word. Anything to say about that? Tempted to say that. A chanter says what?
What?
Oh, you got him to speak. Ha!
What hath man's sin wrought?
Oh, he cheated.
Yeah, well, okay.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book, the oldest trick in the chantry book. We're going to accept those and stuff after we come back out, I think.
I brought my family to Lothring because I thought it would be safe.
Don't you see how scared?
Okay. Oh, don't crash on me.
Of evil are on your doorstep.
Good reminder to
They will
save.
feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts.
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands.
You know, he's kind of right.
Minions is already amongst us. This man bears their evil
the stench! Can you not see the vile blackness that fills him?
Yeah, the thing is about this guy, he's crazy. Like, he's lost his mind a bit, and yet he also is very... Like, he's like, it's like he's seen the truth, and it's driven him mad. Like, he can even tell that we have the taint of the Darkspawn, essentially. Being a Grey Warden and stuff. Like, he shouldn't reasonably be able to know that, and yet he does, which kind of goes to show, like, how much he can really see, you know. Like, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's just very knowledgeable, and it's like driven him mad, pretty much. Watch where you throw accusations, fool.
Please stop! Somebody shut his mouth!
But isn't he right? The ban left us.
He is right.
This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us!
I mean, he's kind of wrong about that, but...
No! I have seen them! You cannot run! You cannot fight!
I'll just ask what happened.
My family, my clan, those creatures butchered them all. Some of us fled here, but we cannot escape the Darkspawn!
It must have been horrible. How did you escape?
No! I won't listen to the words of a man tainted by Darkspawn!
You should be put out of your misery. I'll just persuade him, you know.
Ran, hearing my wife's screams as they dragged her off.
You're not honoring her death by acting this way. Scaring these people won't get her back. Both are pretty good answers. I'll say this one.
Are you calling me a coward?
Kind of. I do know dogs made of sterner stuff than him, actually. Darkspawn, chime in.
I have shamed my ancestors, but the blackness will come.
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
I mean, kinda. That's right. No hope for any of you fools. I'll do the persuasive option here.
You're right. We can't give up.
But we can't fight. What are we supposed to do?
We can't lie down and die either. We must go north to Denerim.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe you won't die. This guy got something to say.
Maybe with that blasted chasing gone, my headache will go as well.
Guess not.
I brought my family to Lothering because
I don't remember those kids being there. Talk to this
If you
guy.
seek refuge in the Chantry, there's simply no room left.
Do I look like a refugee to you?
So many are coming to Lothering. I make no assumptions. I know it's not something many dwarves do, but if you wish to offer devotion to the Maker, you may enter.
Do you know there were bandits on the highway?
Were? Did you drive them off? Well, Sir Brian will appreciate that.
Who's in the change? Or who's running the chantry?
Chantry itself, and Sir Brian heads the Templars stationed here.
Have you heard any news?
Not since Tairn Loghain passed by with his army. It's a shame about the king. But with the Darkspawn coming, few can think of anything else.
Goodbye.
Make her watch over you.
Okay. Yes, Sir Brian is where we get our reward from.
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
Okay, I think we'll...
Have a care where your eyes linger, Alistair.
Yes, well, don't worry. It's not what you think.
I see.
Well...
I was looking at your nose.
And what is it about my nose that captivates you so?
I was just thinking that it looks exactly like your mother's.
I hate you so much.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah. What, was Alistair trying to take a peek at Morrigan or something? Although I feel like he is actually... I mean, this could just be as simple as that as a joke, but I do think Alistair is just very wary of Morrigan, as he does not trust her, or like her even. And so I think he's just keeping a close eye on her, and she noticed and she called him out, basically. And then, you know, they made it about her nose and stuff like that. Anyway, we're going to leave it here, I think. I think this is a pretty decent place to stop and rest my weary head for a bit. I do hate that I have to wait so long to play this game again, because I'm only playing twice a week. I'm playing on Wednesdays and either Fridays or Saturdays. Today was a Friday, obviously. But I think it'll maybe be Saturday, probably Saturday next weekend. And then Tuesday, we're doing Age of Mythology, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, you know, all the other times Pacific Standard Time. Of course, I don't know if dogs are even allowed in the Chantry building, to be honest, but Barkspawn, he's no mere dog. And then Wednesday, 11:30 p.m. as well for Dragon Age. And then Saturday, usually I do mornings for streams, so either like afternoons or mornings. So we'll do that again next Saturday. So we will pick up right where we left off here in Lothering, here in the Chantry, and Duran will continue his story. So, adios, everyone.